Bonjour et bienvenue sur Speak French. Avec moi, je suis Séverine, votre professeure de français. Hello and welcome to Speak French. Avec moi, I am Séverine and I am your French coach. Today, I have a guest. Alex is with me and she has a lot of questions, and more specifically, questions that you want to ask around food or a menu, or if you're going to share someone's meal. Questions are like, what's for dinner? Or what's for lunch? Or is it spicy? Is it vegetarian? Or my favorite, what do you have for desserts? All right, as usual, I will have the transcript on the website speakfrenchavecmoi.com, where you can download the cheat sheet and practice. You don't need to sign up for anything. And if you have not done so, please subscribe and share with your friends so other listeners can find out about Speak French Avec Moi. I also have a Facebook page with more content to prepare you our virtual friends with ideas for trips and, of course, past lessons. So, are you ready for listening to Alex and her questions? I'll be right back after this short break. All right, so let's start right now. So here's Alex, and she has a few questions, and she's curious to know, how would you say about 10 different sentences when you have questions about your dishes or your meals or things on the menu? Alex, would you like to start with the first question?
How would you say, what time is breakfast in French?
What time is breakfast? I think you would say, à quelle heure est le petit déjeuner? I repeat. À quelle heure est le petit déjeuner? What time is breakfast? À quelle heure est le petit déjeuner? What time is breakfast? All right, would you have another question for me?
And how would you say, what's for lunch? Or what's for dinner?
All right, so let's pretend that you're staying with some people or you're curious and you want to know what's for lunch or what's for dinner. So in this case, you have a few things you could say, but let's try to say, qu'est-ce qu'il y a pour le dîner? Ou qu'est-ce qu'il y a pour le déjeuner? I'm going to repeat slowly. Le dîner is dinner. Le déjeuner is lunch. Le dîner is dinner. Le déjeuner is lunch. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? I know it's hard to say, so let's do it very slowly. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Let's try again. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a pour le déjeuner? What's for lunch? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a pour le dîner? What's for dinner? And again, feel free to go on the website to get the transcript so you can see the spelling of qu'est-ce qu'il y a. Great. Do you have another question for me?
Well, say you have special diet needs. How would you ask, is this dish vegetarian?
All right, that's a good question. So let's say that you're sitting somewhere and you're not sure that the dish is vegetarian. Keep in mind that in France, they often use stock made of beef or chicken, and they might think it's vegetarian, but it might not be for you. So the question you want to say is, est-ce que, do you remember the est-ce que is for a yes-no question? Est-ce que c'est végétarien? I know végétarien is a hard word to say. Végétarien. Let's try it together. Végétarien. Est-ce que c'est végétarien? Now real speed and let's do it together. Est-ce que c'est végétarien? Your turn to repeat. Great. Okay. Make sure to say végé and not végé or végé. Végétarien. Would you have another question?
I personally can't handle spicy food. How would you ask, is this dish spicy?
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't really care for spicy food. Well, I do like spicy food, but being French and being raised in France, I was not exposed to spices when I was young. It means that I have low tolerance for it, but I do like it, and I like Korean food and Chinese food and Thai food, and of course, all the food from the Middle East. So how would you say that? Is it spicy? So let's remember, we're going to use our est-ce que question for the yes or no. Est-ce que c'est épicé? Épicé. Est-ce que c'est épicé? You can almost hear spices in it. Est-ce que c'est épicé? You turn to repeat. All right. Would you have another question?
Well, now I'm sitting at the dinner table and I'm curious. How long will it take for my food to be ready?
So the question is what?
How long will it take for my food to be ready?
Okay, so let's, you're right. Sometimes it takes a little while and you're curious. Maybe you forgot your order. Maybe the kitchen is swamped and you want to know. And keep in mind that in France, people could be a little bit more casual. Just to say that what you think is you've been waiting for a long time could be just the regular pace in a French restaurant. So how long will it take for my food to get ready? So you would say, combien de temps ça va prendre? You don't have to use the word food. So what I said is how long it's going to take. That's how I would translate that question. Combien de temps is actually how long. Combien de temps, how long, ça va prendre, it's going to take. Combien de temps, ça va prendre. Let's try real speed. Combien de temps, ça va prendre. I'll repeat one more time and it's going to be your turn. Combien de temps, ça va prendre. That was a great one. Would you have another question?
Sure. How would you ask, do you have gluten-free dishes?
Oh, that's a good question. And, keep in mind that in France, it might not be as prevalent in other countries. So, if you don't eat or have a diet that is gluten-free, you would say, est-ce que, do you remember, we're going to use our est-ce que because you're asking a yes, no question. Est-ce que c'est sans gluten? Sans means without, and gluten is gluten. So what you're asking in French, is it without gluten? Est-ce que c'est sans gluten? Let's try it. Est-ce que c'est sans gluten? Now it's your turn. Right, moving on. Maybe you have other questions.
Well, say I've finally managed to gather my friends around a table. How would I ask if this dish is large enough to share?
Is it large enough to share? Is that the question?
Yes.
All right, so you're right. How you would ask this? In France, just to let you know, it's not too common that people share food or they ask to share a dish. Portions are a lot smaller, so don't be surprised if you don't see a large plate of food being served. Portions tend to be a lot smaller because the idea when you go to the restaurant, you don't really share, and French tend to see quality over quantity. But let's say, yeah, you're right. Maybe you're with some friends, you want to share some appetizers, or maybe you want to share a dessert, or you want to share your main dish. So in this case, you would say, est-ce que, do you remember? Because we're going to use our est-ce que, because it's yes or no question. Est-ce qu'on peut partager? Est-ce qu'on peut partager? So that's spoken French. It means, can we share? Est-ce qu'on peut partager? Partager means to share. Est-ce qu'on peut partager ce plat if it's a dish? Can we share this dish? If it's a dessert, est-ce qu'on peut partager ce dessert? And remember that in French, appetizers are entrées. Est-ce qu'on peut partager cette entrée? So repeat and then you repeat after me. Est-ce qu'on peut partager cette entrée? Can we share this appetizer? Your turn. Est-ce qu'on peut partager ce plat? Can we share this dish? Your turn to repeat. Est-ce qu'on peut partager ce dessert? Can we share this dessert? All right, that's a great question.
I've got a wicked sweet tooth. How could I ask the restaurant, what kind of desserts do you have?
Oh yeah, that's a great one too. I like asking what kind of dessert they have. Sometimes they do have desserts that don't appear in the menu because it's part of their regular fare. If you want to speak spoken French, you can say vous avez quoi comme dessert? Let's try this one. I think it's easier to say. Vous avez quoi comme dessert? It's spoken French, so remember, in spoken French, you barely have any grammar. You have what for desserts? Vous avez quoi comme dessert? Your turn to repeat. All right, would you have another question?
Sure. Now I've had a great time and some great food. How would I ask, can I get a box to go?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I didn't think about it. Well, again, in France, portions tend to be small, so you might not have any leftovers left to carry home. But you can ask, est-ce que, remember our yes, no question, vous avez une boîte pour emporter? Est-ce que vous avez une boîte? Une boîte is a box. Pour emporter means to carry out or to go or to take out. Est-ce que vous avez, do you have, une boîte, a box, pour emporter? Est-ce que vous avez une boîte pour emporter? I'll try it and then you repeat. Est-ce que vous avez une boîte pour emporter? I'm going to say it again. Est-ce que vous avez une boîte pour emporter? Now your turn. Right. Would you have any question, Alex?
No, I think that's it.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Alex, for all your help. Voilà, c'est la fin de cet épisode. Here you go. It's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it was great to have Alex asking questions and I have more and more guests coming to help you with the usual questions. So feel free to reach out if you have your own lists of questions. It could be any topic you want. Again, thank you for being such an amazing listener, and I hope that you have a fabulous day, and I know that you're a terrific person. Again, if you have not done so, subscribe, and if I am helpful, feel free to leave a 5-star ratings. You can do it straight on the app if you listen on Spotify or even Apple Podcast or any other platforms that you use. Merci, au revoir, à bientôt.